Hi, my name's Jennifer Clark, and I'm the founder of a company called A Date to Remember. Imagine trying to prepare for a big date, whether it be with friends or a romantic type. Of course, you want the date to be awesome, to create memories, but there usually takes some planning and even some acquiring of items to really set the stage for a fantastic date. For example, a young man made a plan about how he was going to propose marriage to his girlfriend. To set the mood, he wanted there to be at least 100 battery-operated tea light candles, a few strings of lights hung around, a blanket, and some nice signs. Even though the cost of these items wouldn't be prohibitive, the inconvenience of having to go to multiple stores or even look through a ton of sites online takes time. Also, what's somebody going to do with 100 tea lights candles after the proposal? So, time, price, and storage are all pains that a date to remember can alleviate for customers by providing them a user friendly and affordable way to make the dates that matter locked into memory. Most of the interviewees stated that the importance of affordability and the kits to be inexpensive were of an utmost priority to them. The minimum viable product for this business is a website. Here is where the kits can be found categorized by types of events. It's a great tool for browsing items or events that you didn't even know existed. Date night will never be ordinary again. When I first thought of the idea for this type of business, I was primarily thinking about big dates like engagement, anniversary, first dates, etc. However, through my research, almost every person had an idea for a different potential kit. The ideas are really limitless, and so it was important for me to divide the kits into broad categories for ease of browsing. Most likely, customers would be young men and women who have a small disposable income. I would not include married couples into my target market, which would total about 20% of all college students. Therefore, I estimate about 300,000 potential people in my SAM minus the 20%. That would leave about 1/4 of a million potential customers in a market of 30 miles from the business location. My served available market would be focused on a young adult crowd, and so I'm using the different colleges and universities within a 20-mile radius as shown on the graphic. The enrollment for these universities and colleges is roughly 168,000 students. Would also want to target youth and young adult age people not in college. So at best guess, I would double the amount to about 300 potential customers. The Sacramento metropolitan area has a population of 2.66 million people. My business would be a rental facility, so I'm focusing on the ability for customers to drive to my location to pick up their rental items. Therefore, at this point, I'm focusing my market to be within a 30-mile range. The customer segments would include those who are about in the group of ages of 15 to 25, including those who live in a small space without ample storage for items that they might only use once. The early evangelists are those in college who already tend to enjoy adventure and making memories but don't have a lot of disposable income. I didn't think about students living in dorms being a customer segment until I started interviewing them, and they all said storage of items would be a reason that they wouldn't buy those items and that they would rather rent. One student said that he would love to take a small hibachi grill to the beach, but would have no way of storing it. The local marketing at college campuses, as well as using AdWords and having an internet presence, will get the customers by making them aware that this service exists. I would contact various college clubs for who might be interested in the kits we have and provide an experience kit gratis for someone in their club to review, which would get the word out within various circles of people that would utilize this service. A loyalty program would help keep customers coming back to rent different kits. I would also hold competitions at times for new kits from my customer base where they might get a month of free rentals in exchange for some great ideas. And referrals from current customers would be a sure way to grow the business. Also, growing the customer base through key partners is a very viable option. In this type of entertainment industry, Customers of my key partners would feel our product would enhance and complete their purchases. The distribution channels for the business would begin with the customer either looking at the website online or even coming into the retail store. uh, Browsing, reservations, and payments can be made at either. At first, I thought about a mail service for the kits and still think that's something that could be an option. However, in many of my interviews I held, people expressed wanting to rent things that would be a challenge to mail. So I thought a storefront would be the best way to get the items to and from the customer. The interviewees thought that the website would be great to browse, and some of the men I interviewed didn't feel like they were creative enough to even know what to rent, but they loved the idea of looking through the website to see all the possibilities. Two key partners for my business include a strategic alliance and a joint business development partner. For the strategic alliance partner, I think a photographer would be fantastic, as many of the customers wanting to create a memorable experience would want it photographed. A couple of risks may include scheduling issues with the photographer, as they would have their own business and I would provide my customers that option. And if the photographer couldn't deliver on that planned day, that wouldn't be very good for my customer service. Also, customer preferences in photography could be a slight issue. The rewards, however, are great. Being able to offer an enhanced customer service by scheduling a photographer to be at the event saves the customer time researching and having to choose a photographer. It also provides our business a greater exposure to the market of important events and can provide new customers, as the photographer can suggest a kit to enhance the ambiance of the photograph. The other key partner would be a jeweler. As they sell jewelry to their customers, it would be natural for them to suggest our service when the buyer of the jewelry would want to give the gift to their loved one. A potential risk would be that we couldn't fulfill the customer's desires in making the experience what they envisioned. However, receiving additional businesses would be a great would be a great reward. The jeweler, as being one of my key partners, came from an interview. There were other ideas of key partners as well that came from interviews. One was with a local hotel that would offer service to their guests visiting the area, and even an Airbnb and VRBO rentals. So the key resources under financial would be startup funding options for the business would be started on a smaller scale, such as a small business administration loan. I'd also think an angel investor could be an option. These would be the same avenues to financing the working capital of the business. For the physical resource, the business location is important, and I would start the business near a college campus where the majority of my customers reside. They would pick up and return the kits to this physical location. It wouldn't have to be prime storefront property. I feel like a nice industrial park would work. Traffic for the online portion of the business would best be obtained by and targeting using AdWords targeting those who are looking to buy specific items for special occasions. And the materials supplier to collect the items for the kits would include Amazon, local thrift stores, and online party supply companies. The idea to shop local thrift stores and even garage sales came from one of my interviews. In order to start the business, the kits would have to be assembled, which entails purchasing and acquiring all the materials. I would have many different kit options planned out in order to purchase all the necessary items. However, I think that as the shopping goes, creativity would continue to flow and more kits would be created. The kits would also have to be photographed for use on the website. The website development also goes hand in hand with the materials acquisition. Even though we could have the kits on display in the store, most customers would find it convenient to browse and reserve online. Annual cost assumptions include variable costs of product materials, marketing discounts offered to customers by way of a loyalty program, referrals and contests, and web hosting costs. The fixed costs include the monthly store rental, insurance, phone and internet, utilities, and the salary and wages for the owner and employees. For the revenue, for the base price of each kit, I would have a different flat rate categories dependent on the number and the value of items in each kit. The base prices would be $15, $22, and $30. And there would also be an a la carte option to add in various items to personalize and or enhance the kit to the customer's desire. So in a $15 kit, we might call that the Stargazer, and the contents might include binoculars, a red light, star chart, activity, and an activity, and the activity might be glow sticks. And a $22 kit could be a picnic kit, and the contents may include a blanket, a picnic basket filled with the necessary items for the picnic, bottle opener, trash bag, ice packs, and an activity could include a frisbee or balls or a travel size board game. A $30 kit would be like a beach themed kit where the contents may include a beach mat, beach umbrella, hibachi grill, cooler bag, waterproof speaker, and the activity might be a frisbee or a beach ball. Our annual revenue assumption would be about $175,000, which is renting 150 kits per week at an average price of $22. For the metrics that matter, we would be able to see how our company is doing by looking at the total number of units rented, what kits are popular, what gives us the most bang for our buck. The net company revenue is knowing how much our company is bringing in, and the product costs tell us how much does it cost to put a kit together and how long does it take to recoup the cost. Our cash burn tells us how long our money will last. And of course, the sales cost is our marketing and employees. Our business environment talks about our market forces and what do our customers need. Our customers need to know that when they want to do something special, but they don't have the time to acquire all the necessary facets to make the experience happen, or they need ideas on what could become a memorable experience, they could come to us. We would be a one-stop shop for the event. No need to purchase items that you won't reuse, but would add to the experience so it feels like a necessary item. There might be people who want to have an experience out of the ordinary dinner and movie night. This idea would capture their creativity in a easy-to-use format. Our competitors, they are restaurants, the cinema, bowling, miniature golf, things like that, where people just go and pay and do one thing. We would offer that creativity and adventure to them. The key demographic trends would be easy, fast, web-based. It would speak to the young adults. And the economy right now is in a boom phase. People feel comfortable spending money to have a good time. Our SWOT analysis shows that our strengths include people wanting to make memories and having the money to spend on extra items to fulfill that need. The weakness is there's always an alternative activity or location where everything's already provided, such as a nice restaurant. We have a lot of opportunities by growing into adding services instead of just the products. Our threats would be just one revenue stream. And here is the final canvas for the memorable experience rental, a date to remember. The most significant pivots were adding an additional customer segment and making sure the prices were affordable to customers. The customers want to think they are getting a great deal. Thank you so much for considering financing and lending money to a date to remember. Thank you.